Welcome to Ayur Times. Our topic today, Ayurvedic treatment of multiple sclerosis, or MS. We're going to unpack what multiple sclerosis is, first maybe from a conventional view, and then really explore how an ancient system like Ayurveda approaches it. It's quite a fascinating bridge, really. So just to start us off, maybe for listeners who aren't as familiar, what exactly is multiple sclerosis? What's happening in the body?
Right. MS, well, put simply, it's a chronic autoimmune condition. And it primarily zeroes in on your central nervous system. So imagine the nerves in your brain and spinal cord. Okay. They're normally covered by this protective layer called the myelin sheath. Think of it like insulation on a wire.
Okay.
Now, in MS, the immune system, well, it mistakenly attacks and damages this myelin.
Oh, okay.
And this damage, it disrupts the electrical signals traveling along the nerves. That can show up in a really wide range of symptoms, things like muscle weakness, problems with coordination, visual disturbances, numbness, sometimes overwhelming fatigue, even cognitive issues like brain fog.
Wow, quite a range.
Yeah, and it's different for everyone, really. It makes it uniquely challenging.
That gives us a really clear baseline from the conventional side. So the really interesting part, for me at least, is how does Ayurveda view this? How does an ancient system conceptualize MS?
It's quite a different perspective. In Ayurveda, MS is seen as closely related to something called Vata Vyadhi.
Vata Vyadhi.
Exactly. And the connection is made because of the disease's neurological and, well, degenerative nature. The core idea is a significant imbalance, a derangement of Vata dosha.
Vata, the principle of movement.
Precisely. It governs movement, communication, nerve impulses. When Vata gets seriously out of balance, it impacts Majja Dhatu, that's the nervous tissue, and also Ojas.
Ojas being our vital essence.
Yes, our deep vitality, immunity, resilience. So the aggravated Vata essentially dries out or damages the nervous tissue, the Majja, and depletes this core vitality, Ojas.
So it's looking at a fundamental imbalance, not just the symptoms.
Exactly. It sees the systemic instability as the root.
So Vata is the primary player here. But is it always just Vata? Or can other doshas get involved in MS? And what about specific tissues or channels?
That's a great question, because while Vata is definitely the main driver leading to that demyelination, the nerve issues, spasms, weakness, other doshas can absolutely play a role. They color the picture, you know.
How so?
Well, for instance, if someone experiences a lot of heaviness, maybe sluggishness, stiffness, that points towards kapha involvement. Kapha brings that quality of sort of blockage or density.
Okay, that makes sense.
And then if there are symptoms like burning sensations, inflammation, maybe optic neuritis, things involving heat and intensity, then pitta is definitely implicated as well.
Right, so it's often a mixed picture.
Very often, yes.
Right.
While Vata's primary, the manifestation is complex. And beyond the doshas, the affected tissues, the dhatus, aren't just Majja Dhatu, the nerve tissue. We also see involvement of rasa and Rakta Dhatu.
Plasma and blood.
Exactly. Reflecting that immune and circulatory aspect. And all this plays out through specific channels, or srotas. Think of them like the body's pathways.
The pathways for energy and nutrients.
Yes, and waste removal. In MS, it's primarily the Majjavaha srotas related to the nervous system and the Pranavaha srotas governing life force, breath that get disrupted. Understanding these helps target the treatment.
This whole framework of doshas, dhatus, srotas, it sounds incredibly holistic. So how does this translate into, well, actual treatment? What are the core principles guiding Ayurvedic therapy for MS?
The principles are really multifaceted. The goal is always restoring balance and, crucially, rejuvenating the system. First, and maybe most fundamental, is Vata Shamana. That means pacifying the aggravated Vata, bringing it back into balance.
Okay, calming Vata.
Then Rasayana. This is about rejuvenation, specifically rebuilding Majja Dhatu, the nerve tissue, and replenishing Ojas, that vital essence.
Nourishing and rebuilding.
Exactly. Then there's Srodoshahana. That's cleansing the body's channels, those srotas, to remove blockages and ensure proper flow.
Clearing the pathways. Makes sense.
We also have Agnitipana and Amapachana. This is about correcting the metabolism, the digestive fire or Agni, and removing accumulated toxins, what we call ama. You need to clear out the waste before you can rebuild.
Right, get rid of the gunk first.
Pretty much, yeah. And finally, Balya and Brahmana. These principles focus on nourishing and strengthening the body overall, building resilience.
So pacify, rejuvenate, cleanse, digest, strengthen. That's quite a comprehensive approach.
It aims to be, yes, addressing the whole system.
So given those principles, what are the actual therapies? I know Panchakarma is often mentioned for deep cleansing. How does that fit into treating MS?
Ah, yes. Panchakarma therapies are absolutely a cornerstone, especially for neurological conditions like MS. They're purification procedures designed to cleanse the body deeply and kind of reset the system.
Okay. What kind of therapies are involved?
Well, one of the most important is Basti, which is a medicated enema. It's considered highly effective for pacifying Vata and directly nourishing Majja Dhatu.
Directly influencing the nervous system through the colon.
Exactly. The colon is seen as a primary site of Vata, so Basti is very powerful. Then there's Shirotera. This is that therapy where warm medicated oil is gently poured over the forehead in a continuous stream.
Oh, I've heard of that. Very relaxing.
Extremely. It's used to reduce stress, calm the mind, improve sleep, and enhance cognitive function. It's profoundly calming for the nervous system.
That was lovely.
It really is. Then Nasha administering medicated oils through the nasal passages. This helps clear toxins from the head area and nourish the sensory organs. Very useful for head-related symptoms.
Right.
And Abhyanga, the full-body oil massage, usually with specific Vata-pacifying oils like Mahanarayan Taila or Dhanwantaram Taila. It calms Vata, improves circulation, reduces stiffness, builds strength.
A therapeutic massage.
Yes, deeply therapeutic. And then from the Kerala tradition, there are therapies like Pichichil, which is like a continuous oil bath massage, and in Javarakhizi, a massage using boluses of medicated rice.
Wow.
These are particularly good for reducing spasticity and improving mobility. Very nourishing and strengthening.
These sound like very immersive treatments. So beyond these specific, often hands-on therapies, how does Ayurveda get to that root cause? You mentioned the Vata imbalance, the ama.
Well, the focus is always on the root, absolutely. Correcting that Vata imbalance is central. And often the first step is dealing with any accumulated ama, those toxins.
Right, the cleansing part.
Exactly. We use a process called Dipana. This involves using specific digestive herbs to rekindle the metabolic fire, the agni, so the body can effectively process and eliminate that ama. It's like preparing the ground.
Clearing the way for healing.
Precisely. Once that cleansing phase is done, or at least underway, the focus shifts more towards rebuilding Majja Dhatu and strengthening Ojas. This is where the Rasayana therapies, the rejuvenative herbs and protocols really come in.
Got it. Cleanse first, then rebuild.
Generally, yes.
Right.
And another really key aspect is improving the coordination between manas, the mind, and sharira, the body.
The mind-body connection.
Absolutely central in Ayurveda. We use specific herbs called Medhya herbs, which support mental clarity and cognitive function, and Sattva-Vardhaka herbs, which promote inner harmony and emotional balance.
So addressing the mental and emotional aspects too.
Critically important. Reducing stress, anxiety, improving focus, it's all part of supporting the body's ability to heal.
That makes so much sense. Okay, let's talk specifics on the medicines. What are some key Ayurvedic herbs or preparations used for managing MS?
There are quite a few, and it's always individualized, of course, but some key ones include Ashwagandha Churna.
Ashwagandha, I know that one. Adaptogen.
Exactly. It's a powerful Rasayana and adaptogen. It nourishes the nerves, really helps combat fatigue, improves muscle tone, and can significantly reduce anxiety and improve sleep. Very helpful, especially where Vata and maybe Kapha are involved.
Okay, what else?
Brahmi Ghrita. This is ghee infused with Brahmi, an amazing herb for the brain. It supports cognitive function, acts as a nervine tonic, what we call a mediatonic, great for memory issues, brain fog, cognitive decline.
Helpful for those cognitive symptoms you mentioned earlier.
Very much so. Then Shirabalataila, especially the potent 101 Avarti version. This is a medicated oil used both internally and externally, excellent for calming Vata, highly effective for pain, stiffness, neuralgia, muscle spasms.
So direct relief and nourishment there.
Yes, deep Vata pacification. Next is Guduchi Satva. Guduchi is known for its immunomodulatory properties.
So it helps balance the immune system.
Exactly. Helps build immunity intelligently, clears ama, and reduces neuroinflammation. Very valuable in autoimmune conditions. It's generally suitable for all doshas, especially where pitta might be involved causing inflammation.
Interesting. Keep going.
Okay, Rasna Saptakam Kasham. This is a decoction effective for relieving stiffness and pain, supporting musculoskeletal and neuromuscular function. Good for that Vata Kapha picture with joint stiffness and rigidity.
Addressing the mobility aspect.
Yes. Then Shatavari Churna. This herb is wonderful for balancing Pitta and Vata. It's deeply nourishing to the tissues and builds ojas. Very beneficial if there are burning sensations, hormonal aspects, or nervous exhaustion. It's quite quite cooling and nurturing.
Sounds very restorative.
It is. And finally, one to mention with significant caution is Suvarna Bhasma.
Suvarna, gold.
Yes, it's a specially prepared ash of gold, a potent Rasayana. It's believed to enhance neuroregeneration and significantly strengthen ojas, used in cases of significant debility, progressive functional loss, or weakened immunity.
Wow, that sounds powerful.
It is.
I know.
And because of that, it is absolutely critical that it's only used under the strict guidance of a qualified, experienced Ayurvedic practitioner. The preparation and dosage are crucial. It's definitely not something for self-treatment.
Understood. Very important clarification. So this gives us a great overview of the toolkit. Thinking long-term now, what are the most crucial points for someone considering this path for managing MS? It sounds like a commitment.
It absolutely is. It's about long-term management and fostering balance. Several key points really stand out. Firstly, those Panchakarma therapies, especially Basti, they aren't just a one-off fix. They play a really central foundational role for sustained well-being. Think of them as periodic deep cleanses and resets for the system.
So ongoing maintenance, in a way.
In a way, yes, vital for managing a chronic condition. Secondly, diet. I can't emphasize this enough. Food is medicine. Meals should generally be warm, freshly cooked, nourishing, and easy to digest things that pacify Vata.
Like ghee, mung soup, cooked vegetables.
Exactly. And avoiding things that aggravate Vata is just as important. So, minimizing dry foods, cold foods, raw foods, processed foods, and sticking to regular meal times. Consistency helps calm Vata.
Diet is a daily therapy.
Precisely. And daily practices matter too. Simple things like regular Abhyanga, self-oil massage, even just for 10-15 minutes, and incorporating some form of meditation or mindfulness. These significantly reduce nervous strain and support the healing process day to day.
Building resilience through routine.
Yes. And remembering the sequence, Rasayana, the rebuilding phase, works best after some level of detoxification or cleansing. Prepare the body to receive the nourishment.
Cleanse, then nourish and rejuvenate.
That's the general flow. And finally, perhaps the most important mindset shift is understanding that Ayurvedic treatment for MS is about long-term care, sustained management, and improving overall quality of life. It's a journey, not just seeking quick symptomatic fixes.
A truly holistic journey towards balance. We've covered so much today, exploring the Ayurvedic view on multiple sclerosis, understanding it through doshas and dhatus, the specific therapies like Panchakarma, and those powerful herbs and medicines.
Yes, it really highlights how comprehensive and individualized Ayurveda's approach is. It's not just about the symptoms, is it? It's about addressing those deeper imbalances to really encourage healing from within, seeing the person as a whole.
It really is remarkable. So maybe a final thought for you listening. Reflecting on this conversation, what stands out to you about how these ancient principles tackle a complex, modern condition like MS? How might that perspective influence how you think about your own health and well-being? If you found this discussion insightful, we definitely invite you to subscribe to the Ayur Times channel for more explorations like this one. And please do share your thoughts or ask questions in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you and continue the conversation.